I love learning about the gut microbiome because it is fascinating, and it may be the key to so many of chronic diseases that are on the rise. So what you have in this picture here is your small intestines in the gray color folded up. And then you have your large intestine, also called the colon. You have the ascending, the transverse, the descending, and then beyond on out to the external world. So the gut microbiome actually lives in this area that's lit up in this picture. It lives in the large intestine. This is where the good guys live. And it's not just friendly bacteria, it's also viruses, protozoa, fungi, or yeast. And they actually play a really important role in our health. I find it shocking that throughout all of my medical education and residency training, I didn't even know what the word microbiome was. It wasn't until I went into integrative and functional medicine and started exploring things outside of my conventional medical education that I started learning about these really important things that are also in the body that just weren't discussed in medical education. This is changing, thankfully, because these microbes have evolved with us. We give them a free place to stay. We give them food by the foods that we eat. You know, they use our foods as a source of fuel for themselves to grow and thrive. And in return, they do a lot of functions for us that we don't know how to do for ourselves. One of these really important functions is that they educate our immune system. So from the time a baby is conceived and is growing inside the mother, it is receiving signals from the external world, from the mom, into its immune system, learning about what to attack and what to leave alone, when to create inflammation and when to turn it off. And there's this really intricate process of education that has to happen so that the immune system can distinguish between what's dangerous and what's friendly. And it actually may be the key to how everything connects in the body. So for example, when we study nutrition and we look at outcomes like improvements in MS, fatigue, anxiety, depression, pain, it may actually be that the microbiome is the intermediary between what you eat and what your symptoms feel like, because the gut microbiome is constantly being shifted based on what forces, what conditions it's being subjected to. So it's a really important superorganism that lives within our body, and its job is to keep us healthy and to do the functions for us that we don't know how to do for ourselves. And so we've evolved with the gut microbiome over millions, thousands, millions of years. And we are actually far outnumbered by the gut microbiome. So for about every one human cell in your body, there's maybe 5 to 10 single-celled microbes or microorganisms living in your body. So rather than you walking around with a microbiome inside your large intestine, it may actually be this microbiome carrying you, the human, around with it, right? It's like a different perspective because we are far outnumbered by them. So you may have heard of the gut-brain axis. So there is constant communication between the brain and the gut, and it's bidirectional. So the gut can send information up to the brain can send information down to the GI tract. And they share a lot of nerves between these two systems, and there's a lot of chemical messengers that are traded back and forth between these two systems.